Stay tuned for the biggest Howdy Inc. news ever. What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 13 of Howdy Radio, the Next Generation. I'm Brandon.
I'm Wayne.
And we took a week off last week because it was a long 4th of July weekend and we just had all kinds of good, fun stuff going on. But we're back this week.
Yeah, we are back.
We are.
I didn't know I was supposed to talk there. I thought you kept talking.
What I try to do is when I stop talking, you start talking.
Well, I was paying attention to the chat because you kept talking. You were like, blah, blah, and then I looked at the chat. So great start off to the show.
Hello to everybody that's watching us live. We've been doing this live for a couple weeks now. Follow along on Lane's YouTube or Howdy Inc. Twitter, I guess, is the best way to figure it out. And go to howdyinc.com and click the link, and there we are live. It's been pretty cool doing it live.
And we have a new thumbnail for the website.
Yeah.
We have the Howdy Radio's live
on air. Yeah, it looks pretty cool.
It does look really cool. Sadly, I can't change that while or before we live stream because we're using Google Hangouts. So after it, if you want to watch it after this is done, then you can actually see the good thumbnail. Yeah. Not the dumb Meta 316 header that I have that I really need to change.
Lane needs to get a little bit better at Photoshop.
Not
that I'm that great.
It wasn't Photoshop. It wasn't even that. It was a website on Google.
Oh yeah, that's definitely not the way to edit images.
Well, I use that for my thumbnails, so I thought it would do good because it's very simple. But also, the dumb header for YouTube is like, hey, it has to be this long to make it look good on the computer and the phone and all this. So I have to make sure it looks good.
Yes.
But it looks terrible.
I'll show you how to do that a little bit better. I use Pixelmator on Mac.
I don't know how to put stuff over stuff.
Okay.
That's my problem.
We'll get there. You've done a good job of learning podcast and video editing and all that kind of such, so maybe next is photo editing for you. Although I am not great at it by any means, but I got the basics of it down. I've had the basics down for a while.
Well, you've done it for a bunch of weeks now with Howdy Radio, and you've done really, really good Pixelmator.
Yeah. Alright, so we took a week off. We're back. We've got some cool stuff coming up this week that we want to talk about. We've got some really, really, really big Howdy Inc. news that we are going to tell you all on this episode.
Very big.
Definitely have to stick around for that. Like, sometimes, everybody that knows me knows that I just like to, tease that to make you listen or whatever. But this for real is, since we've started back Howdy Radio...
We have not teased anything, really. No.
I think we teased the website or something. I don't know. Maybe not.
No, we didn't.
I don't know. Okay.
We haven't teased nothing. Okay. I know for sure.
Then, all right. So then, we're being serious here.
Yes.
This is, since we've brought back Howdy Radio, this is the biggest Howdy Inc. news to happen yet.
I do thought the live stream news was big. That was kind of big.
Yeah.
But, this is super big news.
We keep on doing cool stuff. Yeah. So stay tuned. That's later on. And then we've got an interview with Lane's buddy Douglas at the end of the show. And they have a nice little chat about going back to school and what they're looking forward to when school starts back up next month. So check that out. That's a good talk. So let's get into it.
Yeah. So last week we took the week off because we had 4th of July happening, and then the next day we just didn't feel like doing it.
Yeah. Well, I had a 4-day weekend from work. I was off Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Tuesday was the 4th of July. And part of the time we just kind of sat around and did a whole bunch of nothing. So we just kind of took the week off from Howdy Radio too, just because I didn't really feel like doing anything. Even though I tweeted and said, we'll make sure that we get an episode in this weekend, but anybody that follows on Twitter knows that, yeah, probably not. But it was a fun weekend.
Talk about teas and stuff.
What all did we do last weekend? We had, We had your cousin Molly's wedding on Saturday.
Yeah.
And then Sunday, I went on a beer bus tour, which was pretty cool.
Becca and Nathaniel came over. We played some board games.
Yep.
And that's really it. And then while you were gone, we went downstairs and like played some video games downstairs.
Yeah. Side note, we've been playing, I've only played it a couple times, but the new Friday the 13th game.
Yeah.
Tyler bought it for me for my birthday a couple weeks ago, so the kids have been playing that. That's a pretty cool game.
It is very cool.
Yeah. Alright, so what else last weekend?
We went to Dorothy's house on 4th of July.
Yeah. Hold on, the beer bus tour, though. I want to talk about the beer bus tour. That was on Sunday. My buddy Lee bought me a ticket for this beer bus tour because we've got about 1.5 billion craft breweries in Cincinnati now. So we've got this beer bus thing going on where you pay a certain rate. I think you paid like $50 for it. And then you get on this bus and they take you to 3 different breweries throughout Cincinnati. So the first one we went to was first 2 of them were in Blue Ash, which is only about 10 minutes away from our house. And we went to one called March 1st Brewery, which wasn't very good. And they'd only been open for like 6 weeks, but it was cool to go. The second one we went to was called Queen City Brewery, also in Blue Ash. I think they've been there a little while longer now. Lee had been there before. I had never been there before. That one was pretty cool. I liked that place. And then the third one,
Did they have like, what's it called? Craft beer? Is that what it's called?
All of these places have craft beer. Yeah, where they make their own beer.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, like they don't sell like Budweiser and Miller and stuff like that.
Because I know that like Mad Tree has that kind of stuff. But I didn't know what it was called.
Yes.
I kept thinking Tap, but that's like Bud Light. That's what Tap is, right?
On Tap means...
Tap is like what you have, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, it's that's beer that you pour out of the tap as opposed to a bottle or a can.
Okay.
So, but all of these places, they make their own beer. So when you go to Queen City Brewery, it's, they make their own beers there on site, and then they sell them to you. And they sell their own beers, not Budweiser and stuff like that. So the second one was good. And then the third one that we went to was Mad Tree, the new Mad Tree 2.0, which I've been there a handful of times before. But like you went in, we got like our own little like souvenir cup that said Cincy Beer Bus on it. And then the tour guide would just go up to the bar and he would get a big pitcher full of a certain kind of beer. And then he would come up and just pour it in all of our cups. There was like 12 of us on the tour.
Was it just like a shot or was it like actually a cup?
It was about a quarter size of a regular pint glass.
Okay.
It was a smaller cup.
So it was like 2 shots?
Something like a little bit bigger than a couple shots. But it's intended for trying purposes of all the different beers. So you're not drinking a full beer of each one. So, but it was cool. We got to try like 3 or 4 different beers at each different place. It was a lot of fun. So if you're into beer, go do something like that.
Yeah.
So we did that. We took a big long bike ride, I think the day before July 4th, which would be July 3rd.
Yes.
We took like a 3-mile bike ride to get some root beer floats and some ice cream. And
on the 3rd of July.
Yeah. And that was rough, man. By the time I got home from that, I was beat. The problem was I ate too much ice cream. I got a large root beer float because that's how stupid I am. And I knew that was a bad idea. And it was so hot outside and I had so much ice cream in my belly. I was about dead.
That night we watched Final Destination too.
Oh, we did, yeah. Final Destination 1. Yeah. I don't know why.
Final Destination.
For some reason, Final Destination has always been a prominent movie in our family. We made, I'll just say we made Liz's little sisters watch it when they were younger. We're like, here, watch this.
Everybody says they don't besides Becca. She says that you guys forced them. And everybody else said that you guys didn't force them.
Yeah. But, I mean, it was kind of like, here, watch this, almost.
Yeah.
But, because when we watched movies with them, it was always the nice, wholesome, family, fun movies and stuff. So we're like, let's watch something different. And they were scared to death of horror movies, so we thought Final Destination was kind of like a middle ground where, like, it's kind of horror, but kind of not. But it wasn't like...
There are some really creepy elements.
Yeah, for sure. So for some reason, I mean, it's not like a great movie franchise or anything. Like, I mean, they're not bad movies, but for some reason, Final Destination has always been a big deal in this weird little family of ours. So Lane was like, I'm ready to watch Final Destination. Like, it's like his becoming a man type. It's his bar mitzvah of...
Whatever.
I don't know.
No, because I never
But he watched
liked
it?
horror movies.
Yeah.
But, like, that was... Tyler always said it wasn't scary because it was very, very predictable. And it was supposed to be predictable, kind of.
But
Well,
let's be
kind
real
of.
here. Tyler claims that every movie is predictable. Tyler thinks that he knows how every movie is going to go always.
That is predictable because they
yes.
tell you when they're going to die.
But then they skip who dies, and then it goes on to somebody else. And then you think that person's going to die, and then that person doesn't die, and then... But, I mean, it's a cool movie. Are you going to watch the rest of them?
Probably not, like...
But, yeah, you won't watch them by yourself, you said.
No.
And Tyler did. Like, Tyler watched... He's
Tyler
watched
puts
a ton
his
of these
phone
movies.
up to his face and is like, okay, I'm going to watch all these movies in less than a day.
Yeah.
And it's really
And I always give him crap for it, and it's probably just me being old. But I'm like, that is not the right way to watch a horror movie. Like, you got to watch it, like, in the dark, on a bigger screen. At least not on a phone screen 2 inches in front of your face. I think it adds to the effect. So I think he's cheapening his experience the way that he watches them. I think he would be more scared of the movies if he watched them the way that I say that he should watch them.
He
But
still said the Blair Witch was scary.
yeah,
Oh, sorry, Blair Witch Project. Blair Witch is the second movie. No,
the new one sucked.
The third one, because you said that
extremely
Blair Witch
disappointed.
2 was a different one, right?
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
Blair Witch 2 Book of Shadows was a movie, yes. Alright, so we watched that. That was pretty much our weekend. We went and watched fireworks on the 4th. That was a lot of fun. There's, again, in Blue Ash, the same place where we were for the beer things, they have the biggest 4th of July
Red,
fireworks.
white, and Blue Ash.
Yep. The biggest, Cincinnati's biggest fireworks show for the 4th of July. So we went there, but we kind of stayed off. Like, we didn't quite go to, like, where the festival is. We just kind of parked on the side of the road and, like, set up shop and watched them from there and had a great view of them. And a lot of other people do the exact same thing. There was a ton of people around where we were. But then that means you get out quicker and you don't have to wait for the traffic, and it doesn't take you till 1 in the morning to get home.
Yeah.
So I like the way that we do it. So that was cool. And then a few days later, well, then it was back to work for me. And then Thursday night, right? You and Tyler and
Thursday.
the movie, yeah?
That was Friday.
No, that was Thursday.
It was Thursday, yeah, because it was the day before.
Yeah, so it was the premiere, the first night of the new Spider-Man movie.
Yeah.
So the three of you went and watched it. I did not.
But we cannot talk too much about it because I think I'll be recording this later today. I'm going to do a review on the movie, so we cannot talk too much about this because I know this will be coming out later today.
Yeah.
So...
And we'll try to put that video of Lane's review up on howdyinc.com as well. So...
HowdyInc.com.
Yes. We're going to start saying that a lot more often, I think.
Yeah, because we actually have it like...
Yeah.
Good
Oh, don't
and
forget
up and
there's
running.
big Howdy Inc. news coming up later in this show.
Don't
forget
skip.
that. All right, so that's really about it for the last week because we don't want to get too much into Spider-Man
Yeah.
because you want to talk about that on your channel.
But this is
And,
coming on my channel anyway,
So, yeah.
also.
So that's what we did last week, right?
Yeah.
All right. So let's talk about next week. So this week we've got a bunch of cool stuff coming up. I love when there's a good week coming up. It gives you something really to look forward to. It's not just another normal week. And luckily, like, we do have a lot of cool weeks that come up.
Yeah.
Like, you know, it's not like a rare thing that we've got a
Last
good week coming
week,
up.
the new Rocket
Last
League
week
update
was a
came
good
out.
yeah, so we got all kinds of good stuff coming up this week. So this week, and I'm so excited to say this right now, that tomorrow the new Fire Pro Wrestling game comes out. And that is, I can't even explain to you how happy that makes me. Fire Pro Wrestling has been one of my favorite things in the world ever since my buddy, Brian was his name. He lives in Louisville now. We don't hang out with him anymore. Brian Wirtz is this guy's name. I used to live down the street from him. I worked at Radio Shack with him. And one day he came over to my house when we were living in Reading at the Pink House, I believe it was. He came over to my house and he brought a Sega Saturn over and he brought this Japanese wrestling video game called Fire Pro Wrestling, called Fire Pro Wrestling 6-Man Scramble. That's why I just combined those two. At least there's a reason. Fire Pro 6-Man Scramble was the name of the game, and it changed my life.
Was that like the first game?
No, it was just the first one I played. They first started coming out on the Super Nintendo, but they were all Japanese games, so I never really had any exposure to them at that point. But since then, I've downloaded the ROMs and played all of the old ones on the emulators.
When did you start to translate them? Or, like, at least get to know what they said?
It was during that time of when he brought the Saturn over, because the games were all in Japanese. They were not English games. So, at this point, the internet was kind of in its infancy, really. Like, it wasn't quite the same internet that it is today. So, I remember going to, like, GameFAQ.com. Is that still a thing?
GameFAQs?
GameFAQs, yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So, I used to go to that website, and they used to have translations.
Yes. Yes, that is a website.
Okay. They would have translations of, like, what all the different menus, like, it would say, like, the fourth thing down says new match or something like that. So, like, I had to, like, get used to reading the Japanese on the screen versus reading. I printed them out at the time is what I did, because, like, we didn't have a phone that we could just, like, look at it all. So I'd pull it up online and then print it out, and I would have, like, 100-page document of translating a Fire Pro game. And so the Fire Pro games, they don't have real wrestlers on them. They have a lot of Japanese wrestlers, but they don't have, like, the rights to the WWF back then and the WWE and WCW and all that. So the cool thing about Fire Pro is that you can make all of those people. There's so much stuff in the create a character that you can make all of those people.
But like now, like the newer ones, then you made them.
Correct.
I heard, but then you
now
got a
do it
USB.
For me.
But then you got a USB and downloaded them, because I remember we played on the PS3 for the PS2.
Correct.
And there was Hulk Hogan and all these people, and they looked so similar.
Right.
To
and
everyone.
just to give you an idea, the game, even to this day, even the one that comes out tomorrow, it still looks like a beefed up Super Nintendo game. It's not like graphics.
It's
of
not
like
supposed
today's.
to look good.
It's supposed to look like Fire Pro. So, but you're right. So it used to be I would print these things out, and there would be a page that would say Hulk Hogan on it. And it would say, okay, you change the face to face number 63. You change the arms to arms number 114. And once you put all of those together, it would make
so many different
tons.
1,000 different ones. What are they saying now? Didn't they say there was 100,000 different things that you could all match together?
Yeah, I don't know the exact number, but
I know it was really big.
It used to be, with all the past games, there's been 100 edit slots that you can do. So you can
make 100 different characters.
So you can make 100 different characters. But they did a Q&A the other day, and somebody asked them how many edit slots they were going to be on the new game, and their response was however many your hard drive can hold. So that's going to be awesome.
So for us, it would not be that much.
It will be an infinite amount, because it doesn't.
For us, it won't be that much.
No, because each little edit doesn't take up much space. So I'm not kidding when I say
like a meg or something.
Yes. Yeah. So plenty of space. So the new one comes out tomorrow. Okay. So now there's the Fire Pro community, which I've posted on tons of forums for a very long time now. Not a ton. There's only been a couple. So now there's people that have way more time, experience, and know-how than the rest of us do. So now it's to the point where, they can make these edits, and then they can post these edits online. You can download the save file, load it to your PlayStation, bada boom, bada bing. Now you got 100 wrestlers that are just ready to go.
Yeah.
So Fire Pro Wrestling World is the name of the game that comes out tomorrow.
I forgot the actual name.
Yeah, and it comes out on Steam Early Access tomorrow. It's still not the full game. It's kind of paying for a beta version of the game is kind of how it is.
So it's not the full game, but it will be there for a while.
Yeah. And so it's supposed to stay in early access for a couple months. It doesn't have all of the features, but it does have the creator wrestler. It's supposed to have all the features for that. And then it's going to have a single 1 versus 1 online mode. So this is the first Fire Pro game that'll be able to play online.
Are you happy about that, or sad
I'm
about
so happy about that. That's so
Did you
cool.
always want it to be online for like the PS2 and that kind of stuff?
It should definitely be online. It's such a cool community-based game because of the way that we've all
Then we could
done
see
this stuff with
like
the
Hulk
forums and
Hogan
everything.
versus like Samoa Joe.
Yes, for
like
sure.
that would be such a cool match.
That's exactly what'll be happening. So it comes out for Steam tomorrow. It does not come out for Mac. My household is predominantly a Mac household.
We still haven't changed to Windows.
So I have an old
should.
Windows computer that's sitting 5 feet away from me right now. And the specs for Fire Pro World are pretty low. So I'm going to take the chance on, it's $20 for the early access. It'll be a little bit more, I think it'll be $30 or even $40 when the actual full game comes out. But if you buy the early access, you get the full game when it comes out. So,
Okay.
so I'm going to try it. I'm
But
hoping...
if you buy it on here, it won't matter because you're still gonna have to pay the $40 when you play on the PS4, right?
Yeah, I'll have to buy
Because
it
you're not
again for
gonna
the PS4.
you're not gonna play it on PC the
Well,
whole entire time.
I don't know. It's going to depend on what happens with how it works or not. So the
If
minimum
it
requirements...
works super slow,
then I'm just
you're
going to have to...
still gonna buy it on PS4. But when
Yeah.
we get a PS4,
Yeah, because I know just from being on Fire Pro Arena and Fire Pro Club, those are the two different forums, basically.
on Reddit.
No, not on Reddit. They're their own websites. The modding community is primarily going to be on Steam, which is completely understandable because there's Steam Workshop. It'll just make everything so much easier.
Yeah, but you're still able to
once
use
the-
the USB and stuff.
Once
and
the
plug it in.
PS4 comes out, we don't even know when the PS4 version comes out at this point. They haven't said yet. It'll probably be later this year, probably this fall or something.
Yeah.
But the modding community will primarily be on the PC Steam version. So that's why I'm really
But
hoping
you say
mine
it's
will
fall,
work.
But like that's not that far
No,
away
it's not.
still.
No, it's not. It might. Who knows? They haven't said when it's going to come out. So, but you'll be able to make rings. You'll be able to make, just everything. I'm so excited about it. So, I didn't mean to talk about Fire Pro for that long, but oh well. So, also tomorrow, one of my favorite bands that's going right now, Monolord, which I know Lane just absolutely loves them. They're so
No.
slow
No.
and heavy, and
No.
it's like Lane's like he can't get enough Monolord. He's like, Dad, turn on Monolord. I want to
No.
hear that 15-minute song where they just play the same 3 notes over and over
That
and
was
over
so
again.
stupid. You
That
played
wasn't
it.
Monolord. That was Electric Wizard. But
Okay, but that song was stupid.
That song is amazing.
It was the same 3 chords
yeah.
for at least 10 minutes.
So there's a genre of music called doom metal, which I understand is probably not for everybody.
Heavy metal
but
sounds really bad, but then you listen to doom metal. Like that's like
I just
the
like that
end
my
of the world.
11-year-old knows what doom metal is. But anyway, one of the best doom metal bands in the freaking world, who's on Riding Easy Records, which I love their record label. They've got a new record that's coming out in September. It'll be their 3rd full-length
Didn't
record.
they just announce that?
They just announced it a couple days ago, and it goes on sale tomorrow, same day as Fire Pro. So Riding Easy always does some really cool record releases. They're always cool colors. Like if you get the first pressing of it, like it's a specific color that they'll never make again or something like that.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the allure of Riding Easy, is kind of getting their records right when they go on sale so that you can say you get like one of the first 30 copies or something like that. So that goes on sale tomorrow. It comes out in September. So I'm going to have my phone ready as soon as they announce it to click buy. So I'm hoping that I get a first press of it.
And
So-
then the power goes out.
yeah, so I probably will, because the album is so heavy. It's just going to destroy the world when everybody goes to buy
That's
it.
not
I
good.
can't wait. It's
You
gonna be
can't wait
awesome.
for the world to end? That's bad.
I watched Donnie Darko last weekend. I love Donnie Darko so much. That just reminded me of it when you said the world is going to end. Everybody should watch Donnie Darko. So we've got that coming up. And then Wednesday of this week, me and my buddy David, who I work with, we are taking a 4-hour road trip up to Detroit, Michigan, which I haven't been there in a few years now. So I'm excited to go back. We're going to see Metallica, and it'll be David's first time seeing Metallica. It will be my, 7th, maybe, time seeing Metallica.
Yeah.
So that'll be a lot of fun. It's at their, I don't know the name of the place. It's at their big baseball stadium, wherever the Detroit baseball team plays at. So it'll be a big, huge stadium show. They've got a huge stage. Looks like a really cool concert from everything that I've seen on their Instagram and stuff. So that'll be a lot of fun. I'm excited for that. They're not quite my favorite band anymore, but they were at one point, so I still like to go see them. And it'll be cool for David to see them for the first time, because they are one of his favorite bands still. So that will be a lot of fun. 4 hours up there, concert. We're going to leave at like 10 in the morning, get up there, spend a little bit of the day up there, hanging out in the parking lot and stuff, because that's one of the fun things to do at a Metallica concert. See the bands. They got a couple openers, Volbeat and somebody else, maybe Avenged Sevenfold. I'm not sure who's opening for
This
them.
is why I'm standing back, because I have no idea what you're talking about.
I don't know the name. I don't know the bands that are opening for them, because that's not quite my kind of metal. I prefer my doom metal over that kind of metal.
My goodness, it's terrible.
So we're going to do that, and then we got to come back. So we won't be getting back till we're not staying in Detroit. I don't think anybody ever wants to stay in Detroit. So we're gonna drive back after.
Savage level 1000.
Yeah. So we'll be getting home at like 4 or 5 in the morning. But luckily, I took lunch off of Wednesday and Thursday this week, so I don't have to work till Thursday night. So I'll have a little bit of time to come home and sleep before I got to go back to work that night. So that'll be my fun little trip this week.
You just punched your desk.
Sorry for punching my desk. And then this weekend, we've got another cool weekend coming up. We've got, you tell me about that. I've been talking way too much.
Weekend or?
Yeah, this
okay.
Friday after work we're leaving.
That's the weekend? Oh, I didn't know that was the weekend. I thought this was this week.
This Friday.
So, we're going camping again. We went camping how long ago? A couple weeks ago?
When we did the Mammoth Cave trip, we went camping.
That was 11. Yes, that was episode 11. Boom.
Yeah.
I'm smart. So, 4 weeks ago. So, we're going camping. It's just the 4 of us this time.
Yep, just the 4
and
of us.
it will be really fun. We'll talk about it on Howdy Radio on...
Next week.
Wait, next week?
Yeah.
Is it just one day or is it 2 days?
We're leaving Friday. We're coming back Sunday. So we're staying Friday night and Saturday.
Be able to.
So this will be the first time we've done just the 4 of us camping trip for 2 nights, and we're going to a place called Dillon State Park. Which is where? It's up by Columbus. It's like a little west.
Is it still in Cincinnati though?
No, it's still in Ohio.
Oh.
It is not in Cincinnati. No, Columbus is not in Cincinnati. Those are 2 different cities halfway across the state.
I'm not that smart.
That's okay. So we've got so we'll drive about 2 hours northwest, kind of, to get to I'm sorry, northeast to get to beside Columbus.
That way,
kind of.
not that way.
Correct.
Okay.
Yep. So we'll be going there. They've got a disc golf course there. I want to play some disc golf. I think that'd be cool. We haven't done that in a while. They've got all kinds of hiking trails. That's of course what we'll be doing, and hanging out, making food. It'll be a lot of fun.
Let's not just make quesadillas this time.
Yeah. I gotta talk. I think we're gonna order something like a different pan to use or something to where we'll be able to make a bunch of different food. I don't remember if we ordered it yet or not. So, but yeah, that'll be a lot of fun. We've kind of become a little camping family. It's a good way to get away and do a little vacation and not have to spend a bunch of money, because we don't have a bunch of money. So it works out pretty well, and we all enjoy doing it.
Yep.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So, are we ready to tell everybody our really big Howdy Inc. news?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's do this. So, it's the moment you have all been waiting for.
Da-da-da.
First, we gotta talk about something else before we actually get to this.
Well, it all goes together, though.
It does, but we gotta talk about something before we get to it.
Do it.
So, the website...
HowdyInc.com.
Yes. Go to it now.
Go to it now.
Yes, go to it now. And we have all of the TNG episodes on site now.
Yep.
So, does it go to my YouTube? Is it a link to my YouTube?
What, HowdyInc.com?
Well, no, like, HowdyInc.com, and then you click on that. Is it embedded?
It's embedded, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So, like, you go and you click on Howdy Radio, The Next Generation, episode 3. So you click on that, and then it takes you to another page on the website, and then embedded into that page is the video for number 3 from Lane's YouTube page.
So it's from mine, okay.
But then it also has a link to the episode on iTunes or a link to the episode on Google Play. So as I mentioned in the past about the way I was doing everything by hand with the code and everything, that's all been switched over to the new website now. So that should not be a problem going forward. However,
Have you had a problem yet?
However, this episode is the first new episode that will be added since I did everything. So this one will kind of be the test of making sure that everything works. But when I transferred the past 12 episodes over to the new site, everything went perfectly. So, knock on wood, hopefully everything will continue to go perfectly, as I think it will. I think everything will be fine. So, but then the cool thing is now, like, that's how episode 3 was. Like, you click on episode 3 and there's just the video for that.
Yeah.
Now, for example, now since we've started doing a little bit more stuff, like now you click on episode 12 or this episode 13, then there's the YouTube video for the podcast, but then there's also the YouTube video for the live stream that we're also doing. And then there's, I've been trying to include other stuff, like I might include like a trailer for the Fire Pro game and this thing or something like that. Last week when we talked about...
you were talking about that. I forget when, but you were talking about how
last
having
week,
more interactive with the stuff that we're talking about.
Yeah, last week I talked about going to a concert, and I said that I filmed a song from the concert, so I put that in there, just to kind of bring everything that we're talking about, like, all together.
Did?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Like over top of it?
No, I'll show you here when we're done. I haven't showed you the website. So the website's up and running, and we've got all of the current episodes of Howdy Radio, The Next Generation on there, and they will continue to be on there.
The site is now functional to actually be used. It is.
If you go to the site while we're recording, like right now, there's a cool image up at the top that says Howdy Radio is live. You can click on that and watch us live. So if you're ever just happen to be on the website and that button's up there, then click it and watch us live. So it's only there. Yeah, it's only there when we're live. It's just we kind of take that and put that up when it needs to be up. So what else?
Do you take that down afterwards?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Once we're done.
Just so it's not confusing.
Yeah. Once we're done doing this, then I delete that post, so it's just gone. So if it's there, we're live. If it's not there, then we're not live. That's all there is to it.
So now it is the actual big news. No teasing, no nothing. We're not going to stop the episode here.
Yeah.
It's just going to...
Thanks for tuning in. Goodbye, everybody.
Yeah.
Tune in next week.
Tune in next week to actually hear what we're going to talk about.
Yeah.
Then next week, tune in next week.
And the cool thing is, like, if you look at it, man, we've kind of got two big things to talk about. So, the first thing is, for the last few weeks...
We got to say it together. If we're able to.
I don't know how we'll do that.
I'm gonna do a counter on my finger.
Well, hold on. I want to say for the last few weeks or so, like every once in a while, like I'll post one of these new ones, like on Twitter or Facebook or whatever. And a lot of people's been asking, like, where's the old stuff? Like because there's a lot of people that
we've talked about the old stuff on the first on anytime there's special guest at one point.
Yeah.
The old Howdy Inc. comes up.
Yeah. And because a lot of people were involved in that, and a lot of people watched it and enjoyed it, and it has not been available for a while now. So there's
like haven't you like took that stuff down and now you just have it on like your computer and stuff?
Yeah, I have basically everything we've ever done. Yeah. But yeah, some people kind of get nostalgic and they're like, "Oh, I want the old stuff. Like I like the new stuff you're doing, but man, I want to see the old stuff again." So, so coming up on the website, I'm going to put it.
We have listened to your feedback about all of this. We have listened to your feedback, and we love all the feedback on what we should do next.
Yeah.
And we came up with this conclusion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So today, along with this new episode of Howdy Radio, we will also have the Howdy Show episode 1 on YouTube and on the website.
It'll be Howdy Show TNG, or is it just Howdy Show?
It's just the Howdy Show. It's the original Howdy Show. Oh my goodness! It's what started everything.
Yes.
It was the very first thing we ever did.
Literally everything.
Yeah, for sure. Back in 2006, it was the very first thing that we ever did was the Howdy Show. It was a little goofy video show that, I mean, we were probably drunk half the time and just being really stupid and just, I don't know why anybody ever enjoyed watching me and my friends just act like idiots, but some people did. And, but the friends that did it with me, they always really enjoyed doing it. So it was a lot of fun. So, that episode I don't think has been available on the internet in a while. I don't know exactly how long, but it was made in 2006.
And
so
you haven't uploaded anything on YouTube. You said you would.
Yeah.
But you never did you?
Yeah. Well, I'm pacing myself, taking time here.
And Ninja Land was a part of that.
Mm-hmm.
So, and Ninja Land was very big,
yeah.
kind of.
Yeah.
Well,
it was hands down the biggest movie we ever did.
Yeah, our definition of big, and
Yes.
also the only movie you guys ever did.
Right.
Right?
Right. So, in the past, the way that these episodes worked, they were like, for example, I think episode 1 of the Howdy Show was like, I think maybe 12 or 15 minutes long or something like that. And it was just these different little segments that we would record, and then I'd put them all together. Yeah. And that would make an episode of the Howdy Show.
Would the whole thing be like 15 minutes?
Yeah.
Or would each thing be 15 minutes?
Well, each episode was a different length. The first one was a shorter one. There was one episode that was like an hour long. Most of them were right around a half hour, I think, was kind of where we were. But the first episode was a little shorter. It didn't have as many segments as we did going on. So
kind of like us.
Yeah. So the way it was in the past, it was just one big episode. I'm kind of changing it a little bit at this point. Last night I sat down and I did some iMovie magic of where I kind of just separated each little segment, because I think as opposed to putting up a full 15-minute episode...
Can I watch that iMovie or no? Because...
we'll get there. Hold on. So I took out each little clip. So as opposed to just releasing a 15-minute long episode, I'm going to just kind of make a playlist on YouTube where the playlist is the Howdy Show episode 1, and then there's each different clip separately. So that way, if you want to watch just a certain clip, you're able to just click on the one clip that you want to see, because that's how it's going to be.
New stuff or old stuff?
This is the old stuff. This is the
old...
So
we're not going to do that. We're not going to put it into a playlist.
Yeah. So...
Okay. that was kind of a weird question, but now we're not going to put it into a playlist, but for the old stuff, we are going to put it into a playlist.
Yeah, but I think you're jumping ahead a little bit.
I was just asking a question because
what's happening?
What you just said was really confusing.
Okay, I don't mean to be confusing. So anyway, the first episode of the Howdy Show will be available today for everybody to watch, which includes a few different segments that I don't think I'm going to show my kids, because a lot of the stuff we did...
Then you can't put it on my channel.
Well, no, it's going on the Howdy Inc. channel.
Yeah,
it's going on the website. But that does include, like, Little Howdy in the beginning, which was, like, a little montage video I made of Tyler when he was just born. And there's Little Howdy rocking out. But then there was a couple segments that were, like, my friend Lee was acting like the Ultimate Warrior, and my friend Brian was talking about stuff that we shouldn't be talking about. But... back then when I was in my 20s and we were drunk and we were recording, it was very acceptable. And so whatever. So we're going to put it back up, and it might embarrass some people. Who knows? But for right now, we're going to put up episode 1. Going forward, we're going to, I don't know how often, maybe once a week or something like that. Then the next week I'll put up the clip, all the different stuff from episode 2, and then so eventually it'll all be on the website, all of the old Howdy shows.
Yeah.
So that's extremely exciting. So people will get to see stuff like Howdy Size again, or they'll get to watch...
Which you said we would watch.
Yeah,
you never said we...
Well, now they're all going to be on YouTube, so we'll be able to watch them.
But what episode is that? Is that like...
Howdy Size is episode 2.
Oh, okay, so that's not that
so
far.
we'll get there here soon. But yeah, I mean, most of it, I think, is family-friendly-ish. But some of it is not.
I'm just looking at these titles.
Yeah, there's a couple of titles that aren't too family friendly. But that's just what we were not family friendly when we started. Like, it wasn't a family friendly thing until you and I started doing the Next Generation. Like, I mean, when we did the old Howdy radios and we did all that, none of that was family friendly by any means, because it was not. We weren't doing it with kids. Although the Howdy Show kind of was different that way, because like one segment would be like completely inappropriate, and then the next segment would be like my 2-year-old kid pretending to play the guitar or something like that. So it was kind of a weird mix that way. So then we've got some also cool Howdy Show news, is that earlier in this episode we were talking about I'm going up to see Metallica in Detroit this week, and then we're going camping next weekend. So we've got it all planned out, and we're going to do our best to make 2 new episodes of the Howdy Show out of those 2 experiences. So me and my buddy David going up to see Metallica will be the first new episode of the Howdy Show since 2010. So
Wow.
it's been like 7.5 years since there's been a new episode of the Howdy Show. So we're gonna make like just kind of a little mini road trip video for that, and then when we go camping next weekend, so that's kind of, one thing with my friends and then one thing with the family. When we go camping next weekend, then we're going to try to record some stuff and like make a video. Now, is this what you were saying? Like that won't be a playlist. That will just be
Like
so
the new stuff won't be
right.
in a
So
playlist.
you were kind of jumping ahead there, and I was like, don't jump ahead because we're not quite there yet.
I was just really confused
I
with
gotcha.
what you were saying.
So that, we'll release those probably in a traditional Howdy Show fashion, where it'll be like maybe like a 20-minute episode of, this is my whole trip
will
there
those
and
be
back.
edited?
Yeah, we'll put stuff together
Well,
and
I
make
know,
them
like,
cool.
put stuff together, but, like, will there be, like, edits on them? Or...
Yeah, I mean, we always did edits on the old one, kind of-ish. We really just kind of pieced stuff together.
Like, at that point, was the iMovie at that point?
Oh, yeah, let's throw this out there also. These old episodes of the Howdy Show that are being put up on the website, they look like complete crap. Like, I mean, that's all there is to it. Like, they were done with old, crappy VHS-C tape, or with camcorders and stuff, and then the way that we transferred them to the computer was, like, dinosaur technology at this point. So, fair warning, and I'm sure everybody knows and understands that if you remember watching the old episodes. Like, they look like crap. That's all there is to it. But there's nothing that can be done about that. But once going forward at this point, like, that's kind of... I'm really looking forward to doing this with Metallica and this camping trip, is that, now I've got a 1080p camcorder in my pocket at all times, and, like, it'll look awesome, and it'll be easy to edit, and it'll look way better than any of the old shows did.
Would we always use your phone? Because I also have my...
Yeah, we'll use my phone.
Okay.
So that's,
Because it would be both of us, so it would always...
Yeah, I mean, we could use both, actually. So that's our really big news. The Howdy Show is coming back. Is coming back, one or the other.
Exactly.
So we've brought back Howdy Radio now. We've been doing this for 13 episodes. So we figure, why not just keep bringing back and doing new stuff. So the Howdy Show, it's time to bring back the Howdy Show now.
Yeah.
So it's going to be more like it was back in the day. Like, it's not going to be a weekly thing by any means. We just have 2 cool opportunities coming up here soon, so we'll kind of
Anything something cool happens, we'll put something on.
Yeah, but like it's not going to be like every Sunday is a new episode of the Howdy Show. So
but
it'll just happen. It'll just have to see, what we're doing.
But it would be always me and you, right? Because it's the Howdy Show.
No, not necessarily. Like, the first episode will be me and David going to Detroit.
Okay.
So like,
I
you
could
will
also
not
do
be
like something just like
yeah,
with me.
Yeah.
Okay.
And like, for example, the old Howdy shows, episode 4 was called the Howdy. We'll call it the Howdy Witch Project, since this show is PG. It was like a 12-minute takeoff, obviously, on the Blair Witch, and I don't think I was in that. Like, I don't.
What?
Yeah. Like, I think I kind of camcorded and directed that. I don't think I had an actual part in that episode whatsoever, which is totally cool with me. Like, that's that's how I've always.
Part of the process.
That's how I've always enjoyed doing Howdy Inc. Was that it's not mine, it's ours. So, but we did a best of Howdy show. The Howdy show episode 5 was a clip show, which was just a stupid idea. Like, why did I do 4 episodes and then make a clip show, like a best of greatest hits episode?
Like maybe like 10.
But
would be like that.
Yeah, well, we never made it to 10. But I did one at 5, and we had one of my friends from back then. Well, she's still my friend now. She lives in Seattle. Her name is Bugsy, or Kayla. And she was like the host of the clip show. She recorded stuff in Seattle, like, here's this clip coming up or whatever. And then I edited that into the show. So she was like the host of our clip show. And in the clip show, we
haven't even done a clip show. Well, we could do a clip show from like the live streams at one point, but we haven't done that much of live streams.
Right, we don't need to do it at episode 5.
We haven't even done 5 of them.
Right.
We've done 3.
3, I think.
Yeah, 3.
So,
we started at 11. We announced at 10. We started at 11.
Yeah, that's right. So that's that. So the Howdy Show coming back. I'm going to upload episode 1 today. We'll keep uploading the old episodes until they finally all make it on the website. I've always just kind of wanted to have like a vault section of howdyinc.com.
The vault.
Yes, that's kind of I kind of had one on the old website, but I never really like completed it. So I have a lot of our old Howdy Inc stuff. I mean, I have all of the Howdy shows. I don't think I have all of our old Howdy radios because we had a lot of technical problems and some of them like just didn't save. We would do a 2-hour episode and then I have no proof of that whatsoever because the computer would mess up. But I have.
But you still like upload that to something and then it would crash?
Sometimes it would upload, sometimes it would not. So there's just some stuff that is just gone and there's absolutely no way to do anything about that. So over time, I plan on trying to get the vault together and having all of the old stuff there. Because I just had somebody on Facebook, one of my friends, Melissa, asked me the other day, like, I need to see the old Howdy Radio stuff that we did on Ustream, because she was always, like, a big part of that. She loved doing that. So we'll get there. We'll get all of that kind of stuff up at some point. But for right now, we're starting with the beginning. What started it all.
People who are listening to this on my channel, all of that stuff that we're talking about now that is going to be on the Howdy Inc. Is it Howdy Inc?
Yeah, just
channel?
go to Howdy Inc, either the Howdy Inc YouTube or howdyinc.com.
If you're under 18 years old, don't go to it.
Yeah.
Mostly, yeah.
I guess. Yeah, because, I mean...
So most of the people that listen to this that isn't my friends, don't go to it.
Yeah. All my friends will be pretty happy about it, I think.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
and that's why we're doing it, because all your friends really wanted to have it.
Yeah, because I don't know that and I don't want to say my audience and your audience, it's our audience, but we both bring something different to the table. I bring the old Howdy Inc people to the table, and you've got your like Xbox friends and online friends. I mean, just like these people were all my online friends, and it's the same thing.
I have some Xbox friends that are more than 18 years old, but they don't watch my YouTube.
Yeah. So we just kind of both bring something different to the table, which is cool because that makes our audience twice as big or whatever. So I think all the old school fans will enjoy watching some of the old clips again, and then our new school fans can start watching the new episodes of the Howdy Show, and I think it'll be awesome. So I'm looking forward to doing new episodes of that and the nostalgia of watching some of the old stuff. So that's our big news. Yeah. I think that was pretty big news, right?
Yeah, I think it was.
That's awesome.
It was very, very big news.
Totally. So hopefully everybody enjoys this episode and enjoys watching the old Howdy Show episode 1. And now let's get on to our discussion with your buddy Douglas.
Alright, so for the special guest segment of this show, we have my friend Douglas.
Hi.
Who I've known since about 3rd grade, and we've played soccer for a while. And
yeah, that's me. So basically, we're just gonna be talking about our school, Amity. We have been at Amity since 4th grade. And we're now going into 6th grade.
Which is our last year, too, so...
And then they're doing construction, and when it's finished, we will be already at the high school, but...
7th grade.
Okay.
Yeah.
7th grade. But we won't have a gym in 6th grade because of the construction. So I won't be all sweaty after gym. That's a good thing.
Yeah. Well, we'll still like go outside or something.
Yeah, probably.
But not in winter. I don't know what they're gonna do in winter.
I don't know.
Probably
gonna use just the cafeteria because we did that at Holmes.
Yeah.
It's our other
and like
school.
2nd grade, they used to like come to your classroom and do stuff. Do you remember that? Like sometimes they would come to your classroom and like.
No, I don't.
Write stuff. I don't remember most of that, but I remember some of that.
And I'm looking forward for 6th grade because 5th grade did not go too well.
Why not?
That's personal. So
okay.
But
so what are you looking forward most in 6th grade?
Well, Eric did say he'd be moving, so that's a one thing. I have a pretty good chance of having Mr. Orman. He's a pretty good teacher. He's actually
Did
the only...
Trent have him?
Yes, Trent
Okay,
had him.
that's
Trent,
why.
Trent is my brother.
Yeah.
And
What grade is he going into?
Trent, he's going into, I think, 11th grade. Yeah, he's going into 11th grade. And my sister, she finished her second year of college, Miami University. Yeah.
So are you on both sides that our gym's getting torn down and we won't have a gym?
Yeah, I'm at both sides, because Miss Martin, she's a good teacher. Yeah.
Except I can't say crap. Oh, that's a funny conversation.
Okay.
I would like to tell you
Oh,
afterwards.
no.
So, they had some construction last year, but
mainly
like,
just getting ready for it.
yeah, getting ready to do like a big tear down, and they already
Tore down
some houses outside that I think they owned, so that like that property, so they torn them down. So then now they have more room. So, but we still don't have a gym. But now we'll have probably
more outside time.
Yeah, more outside time. But I don't think that. Yeah, because they're starting it now, and next week they're starting to tear down the gym. So we'll at least have a little bit more time with more outside stuff than.
Because our outside time is very short.
Yeah.
Like, it's
Except
actually
for
kind
Fridays.
of long.
Fridays is like the most outside time you could think of.
Like, it's kind of...
Except for field day.
It feels so short, because you're just going to be outside for barely any time.
Yeah. It's like only like 20 minutes or something.
Yeah, like when they say, like, some of the teachers say, oh, like, we let you outside for half an hour. I'm just like, if you actually let us out for half an hour, I'm going to be shocked.
Yeah.
Because it feels like 5 seconds.
It is not a half an hour for sure.
I know.
Well, it's like 20 minutes, but it feels like 4 seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah. Unless you play like,
something you hate.
Well, like, it matters what you're playing. If you're playing like wall ball or something, like that's a slower kind of game. Because of like, if one person kicks and then 50 other people kick, you can tell like, hey, lots of people, this has gone on for a while. But like for kickball, it's just you switch a lot. And it isn't that fast.
And then I don't play kickball because people just always fight and make up rules to kickball, and it just makes it not fun.
What do you like about school?
I can get out of the house when I don't want to be in the house. I actually learn something, and I don't know, I can make new friends, be around other people.
You can't socialize is what that is called. If you didn't know what that is called socializing.
I know.
But wait, what were you saying?
Nothing.
No, okay.
But
is it like stuff that you don't like that is not people?
Okay, I was just about to say a teacher, but that's a person.
Yeah.
So.
What is it?
Language arts.
Yeah, language arts is very annoying.
Yeah,
reading matters like, well, if I read with people, that's annoying. If you read by yourself, I'm okay with that.
I'm not one of those people who work well in a group. Like, I'm one of those solo
Even
people.
though, I forget when it was, but like, it was like a group activity. It was like a couple teachers pulled like some people from like 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th from like each classroom, and then they like said, what do you like about language arts and reading? And I was one of those people, and I said, like, more group work, and I now hate that I said that.
Yeah. Because then they're probably going to do more group work.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
And that would be terrible.
If that happens to me, I'm going to hate you forever.
Yeah. Yay. Hey, at least they won't listen to us next grade. Not 6th grade, 7th grade.
Yeah.
We'll be at a completely different school.
Yep.
Yay.
I have some terrible memories from Amity, and I have some good memories from Amity.
Like in 5th grade or just both?
Just Amity in general.
I have some good moments. Do you have any funny kind of moments that you remember?
Oh my god. So, I was walking back from the restroom with one of my friends, Casey, Cat Zero, aka Cheeseballs.
Was that third grade?
Yeah, she
No, that was second grade. Was it third grade?
I don't know, but
I think it might have been third grade.
One time she just walked up to us and was like, "Want some cheese balls?" And I was like, "No."
And you were drinking milk. It was amazing.
I spit it out everywhere.
That was one of my favorite
I
moments of
spit
third
it
grade.
out everywhere.
And that was just a random lunch day.
Yeah.
That's still one of my favorite moments of third grade.
That's why I've done it more than one time, like spit out my milk laughing.
Yeah, we know this.
So every single time I go to take a drink of milk and something funny is about to happen.
We're friends with Jeremiah. I can't take a drink of chocolate milk.
I
Or
know.
any kind of milk.
I just
Or I would die.
yeah.
Like, he knows when you're drinking milk. It's like, okay, I gotta think of an amazing joke that isn't really that funny, but really stupid. Or something just really stupid that will make somebody laugh.
Yeah.
And then he does it.
But, anyway, so we were walking back from the restroom. And so it was towards Christmas time. And all of a sudden we heard Christmas music. And I think it was Jingle Bell Rock. But
Was this 4th grade or 5th grade?
5th grade.
Okay.
We were walking back. But it sounded like it was coming from the speaker, the intercom thing.
Yeah.
But it was actually just Patricia's phone in the locker.
That's funny. I'm pretty sure I've heard that before. I'm pretty sure I've heard that ringtone before. I remember a field day.
Oh.
They were like, yeah, field day. And they were like, here's the blah, blah, blah. It's field Amity Games, which they took. And then they turned on like the, what's it called?
Star.
No, not that one. It's what's the other one? What's the other, like, America thing?
Pledge of Allegiance?
No.
My
They
Country
did that.
'Tis of Thee.
They did that, and there was another
Born in
one.
the
The
USA?
anthem.
No.
National anthem.
Yeah, national anthem, and they also did
Yeah,
that.
Star
National
Spangled
Anthem and
Banner.
the Star Spangled Banner are the same thing.
No, they aren't.
Yes, they are.
They are.
Yes, they are.
Oh, I'm just.
Oh my
I'm
gosh.
known for it to be the national anthem.
Same thing.
Okay, but no, get out of our conversation. But like then they turned that on, and like.
It starts glitching.
Yeah, because they put it on a phone, and then they put the microphone to it.
Yeah.
They couldn't have done anything better than that. Like, they said it was like the 50th something games. Like, why can't they, in the 50 years that they've done it, they couldn't think of another way to do it?
Yeah.
But
But the phone started ringing or something.
Oh.
And then they had to pull it away and
Yeah.
set it. And then they just continued it. Like nothing just happened.
The one that it was ringing was hilarious. Like somebody's phone in the background, and Mr. Smiley said something, and it just messed everything up, and nobody could keep a straight face. It was like, okay, we gotta keep a straight face because like it's bad
it's
if
the
we don't
principle.
keep. It's like it would be bad if we don't keep a straight face because it's like the Pledge of Allegiance and those kind of things.
Yeah.
But the Pledge of Allegiance was different. The national anthem, so like we're not supposed to laugh during the national anthem, but like
It's kind
really
of
hard not
to.
to. It was really hard not to when they're playing it off of a phone. Somebody's phone was ringing, and Mr. Smiley was talking in the background.
Yeah, Mr. Smiley is
yeah.
our principal.
Yeah.
Mark Smiley.
Yeah. So, was there anything else that you really needed to talk about?
One time Tyler got caught. His phone started ringing. It was in his pocket.
How
And
was he in your pocket?
I don't
Didn't
know.
you tell me something earlier last night about like a sub or something?
Yeah. Oh no. Okay. So my teacher was helping another teacher clean out the science room and we had a sub. And so the sub was like, since you're doing so well, I'll put on my favorite song and then you guys can choose songs that I'll put on, and as long as it doesn't have any cussing or anything in it. And then she's like, okay, I'll put on my favorite song first. She puts on Sounds of Silence. And the worst part about that is that's her favorite song. No.
Like, did everybody else, like...
Everyone started cracking up.
Like, after that, did she, like, actually let people do stuff?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Was there a problem with anybody else doing stuff?
No.
No, okay.
It was just the sub putting on Sounds of Silence.
Yeah.
Like, if that's your favorite song and it's Sounds of Silence, you must be a very lonely person.
Yeah. So, that's really it.
Yeah.
Nothing else that you wanted to say?
No,
Not really?
we basically covered everything.
Well, thank you for being on our show.
No problem.
So that's the episode.
We talked about a ton of stuff. We really did. Like,
and we announced a big, huge thing about Howdy, Howdy Show.
The Howdy Show coming
I
back,
almost said
people.
Howdy Inc, sorry.
So give me some of the old school guys. Give me some feedback of like what it is that you're wanting to see, other than just like the old Howdy shows. Like, what do you want? What do you want?
Like,
what do you want to
what
see?
it sounds like we're doing now is mostly like vlogs. It's what it kind of sounds like.
Yeah.
And we don't want it to be vlogs. We want it to be like skit, like those kind of things. How it was before.
Yeah.
We want it to be that, but
Right.
looks way better
Yeah.
in quality.
Yeah. I think the Metallica one might be kind of more vlog style.
Yeah.
But then the camping one, like, we're looking to make some like just some goofy, funny stuff, just like
And it's just us.
Yep.
So there's nobody else that's like, okay, hey, you can't do that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, except for like if somebody else shows up and it's like, hey, you can't do that.
Yeah. So we're really excited about bringing that back. So we had a lot of stuff to talk about this week. We got a big fun week coming up this week, which means next week we'll have a ton of stuff to talk about because
Exactly.
we have a ton of stuff going on this week. So next week, episode 14 will be equally as awesome.
Yes, it will.
All right, man. Anything else?
Nothing much.
Nothing much. Nothing much.
Is that good terminology?
Yeah.
Okay. See you guys in the next episode.